I know when we came into the business of working online, or whatever you want to call it, we came in and didn't know that you needed tools. I didn't even know you needed a toolbox. So we started off buck naked. We didn't know anything. I knew people that made money, and I said, if they can do it, I can do it. And every day that went on, and you're fumbling around. The problem is, it's like trying to master to be a surgeon, and you have nothing. You don't even have professors teaching you how to be a surgeon. It's really wacky. So I'm going through this thing, bumbling around and listening and going to webinars, and I keep looking at this 1 or 2% all the time going, freak, there's got to be more involved than just be looking pretty, you know? So, because I'm not going to make it if it goes by looks, right? So I went on and on and on and on. And as you go, you get this thing comes up and says, Marty, you need a wrench. You need to have a wrench. So what is it? Well, you got to figure out how to share whatever it is you're doing. So I go by what they told me. To make a list of everybody you know, all your family, all your relatives, and tear it up. Rick, I could do that. People love me and my family. They don't love me so much anymore. But anyway, so you go to your family, you do all the things. My family does know me. They knew if I was doing it, it must be unbelievable. The problem is I was putting my trust and faith in a business and a person running that business that I don't know. So I jump in, they know me. Oh, Mark, we'll go. Not all of them, but a lot of my family would go in the beginning. And this is me. Oh, I got it. I'm not putting 2 and 2 together. Remember it. I want to be a surgeon. I'm not even in the operating room. I've got a wrench. Okay. So I got people, I got 10, 15 people. We get in, we buy the products, and time's ticking. Because in 30 days, I got to buy that product again, whether I even use it or even like it, okay? So I would force myself to like it most of the time. So I'm going and going and going, and I've got family members who are not as gung-ho as I am. They're saying, fly, Marty, fly, because we're going to hold on and we're going to fly together. I'm like, freak, I'm having trouble walking. So I go on and I'm going, okay, what now? What now? What now? Well, you got to get traffic. What's that? I got to go in my car and goes, no. You got to get people to come look at your stuff. And I went, how the freak do I do that? And then I'm thinking, I got to get people to come look at my family stuff too, because they're not doing it. It's my big mouth that brought them in. Well, you can go to Safe List, or you can go to traffic exchanges. What's a traffic exchange? So I'm going to take a little bit longer today, sorry. What's a traffic exchange? So I went and I go to this place, and you put your name in and you put your product in. You can put your link in. I go, cool. Didn't know what that meant, but what it really is there's 5,000 people in this traffic exchange. They all put their link in. So you're sharing links, and in order to get credits, you have to look at X amount of other people's business. So I'm clicking every 30 seconds, looking at somebody else's business, and I'm going, I'm slow now, okay? I'm 43 years old. I'm in a new field. So I'm going, wait a minute. So I'm sharing what I think is the best thing in the world with other people that are sharing things that they think is the best thing in the world? This is insane. Now, I didn't notice this in an hour, okay? Like I said, everybody was doing it, so I got to go longer. Me being a psychopath, I went, wait a minute. I'm going to have my own traffic exchange. I'll drive the people to the traffic exchange somehow, and everybody in there, I can put my post in the top. It'll be there forever. Yeah, that's me. So I go to eBay, I find a script, I make a traffic exchange. I had 5,000 or 6,000 people on it. It's before I met Mike. So I've got all these people in there, and I got my ad there every day, and really it started to work. I would bring in one person a month. Now, newsflash, the 10 family and friends, the first month, 30% of them quit. I said, guys, I got one person. I had to give those people to somebody else to try to get them to stay in. This is no joke. So I go, wait a minute, this isn't quick enough. So me being the guy, I went up. Who is the main person? I never met the CEO. You always meet the guy under him or the woman under him. Guys, this ain't working. I'll throw on more fishing lines, but I need more area to find people. Well, they got safe list. What's the safe list? Oh, they work pretty well. Naive. I went in and I joined every safe list on the planet. I'm not kidding. I had across the top of my screen in 35 tabs, different safe lists, logged into all of them every morning and went click, 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 click. Okay, now I'm getting 3 people a month. I'm on fire. The second month, as this is starting to work, now for me, 3 was fantastic, not knowing you need a couple hundred a day. Okay, I didn't know. So I'm going. Third month, I'm driving traffic and I'm getting phone calls from my family going, hey, Marty, that link's not working. What link? The one to the products. You're going to be shit. So I go, wait a minute. I'm looking for a chicken's ass. No, I'm just kidding. So I go and I say, I look at the link and I click it and it's going to 504 or 405. You guys know that code, right? That code means kiss your butt goodbye. That's what that code means, right? So I go and I go back to the regular website. It's not there. Down for maintenance. That was in 2004. It's still down for maintenance, okay? 25 years later. It never came back. So I go, now I got to go explain to my family, Genius Marty, guys, it folded. I'll tell you, said it was great. I thought it was. All right, don't call me again about any of this other. So I kept moving. No joke. I know I'm making this long, but I want to let people know what we have at the end, why I'm here, why Mike is here. So I find the next business. Now I'm alone. I write horrible. I'm not really good at, I didn't know what an autoresponder was. I never got to the need for 3 years that I even needed one. What am I going to auto-respond? One person? I can send an email. I'm done. So I move on to the next one, the third one, the fourth one. They got a little better. Then I go, wait a minute. I know how to advertise. I'm going to join 50 Twitter accounts. 2006, 2007. Got them all on the rotator. I am killing. I'm getting the traffic, okay? I am definitely getting traffic. Are they targeted? No, there are a bunch of morons like me doing something, but I've got a bigger, I'm throwing more crap on the wall. So you get a little bit more that sticks, if you know what I mean, right? So I did that. And I'm going, oh, this is great. Now, right about the end of that, now remember, I'm going through businesses because every one of them are gone in 90 days, maximum. And then you start, I'm getting smarter. Every rock I turned over, as Bob Takusi would say, I kept finding what I didn't know. So I'm getting more tools and putting them in this box. I had to buy the box. Now I've got a wrench, a hammer, and a screwdriver. I'm a surgeon. I want to be a surgeon. None of that shit works, okay? But anyway, I got to build something. I didn't even know what you're grabbing for something. During the whole time, every business I was in, the guru or the gurus is telling me, you're doing great, keep going. Okay, I hate to say that. No matter how nice anybody is, a lie is a lie. Marty, you keep doing what you're doing, and you're going to be a millionaire if you live to 2,500 years old. Right? You don't put that together. You just hear that a boy, and here's Marty, the freaking sheepdog, just running as fast as I can and can't do any of it. I'm lost. So I said, okay. So then I'm looking, I go, wait a minute. I could do something. I need more traffic. I'm running out of family members. They won't even let me come to picnics, right? I mean, the whole family gets together and they're like, is everybody coming? Yeah, don't invite Marty. He's a pain in the ass. He's going to have us join some freaking magical unicorn or whatever. Okay. So I go there and I don't talk about it. In fact, they come up and go, hey, what are you doing now? You know, I'm like, now they only did that a couple of times because I also would punch you in the nose for it if you made fun of me. But so I get done with that. About 10, 12 years ago, I could drive traffic now. I met up with a guy. I meet Mike Ellis. I'm on a webinar with a guy that did very well. He owned 7 subways. His poor son died, drowned in a pool or whatever. And I'm listening to him, watching him, and I'm going, and I'm learning now. I'm actually, and the toolbox is getting full, and I'm actually got one scalpel. So I'm getting tools that are starting to work to cut somebody open, okay? What I went in for the, and I know I'm dragging this out, but I have to, because you got to know what you have your hands on. So I do all that. I'm in a webinar arguing with this guy because now I'm getting mad that I don't like the idea that you're telling people they're doing great, because it's a lie. You don't tell somebody, hey, you're swimming great and you're on the East Coast of the United States and you got to swim to Europe. No, I'm not. I'm going to drown at 200 feet. Don't tell people that. Yeah, it's okay to encourage, but not lie. So I learned stuff from this guy. Mike's in the audience. I didn't know it. And I said a few things. It was an argument and all that. And so Mike contacts me somehow. I can't even tell you how. And we're chatting. No, I believe what you're saying. Oh, thanks. You're the only one in 7 years. But anyway, so I'm thinking this guy's got to be a blockhead too if he believes me, right? So we get together, and there was a guy in California. He actually helped build the back area for Dr. Phil. He was a nut from California. Now, he was a 7-figure earner, though, but he was a nut. So we get in there, we're there. What are we supposed to do? It was called, can't remember, Woo Car, something weird like that. So I said, okay, what do you do? Now I'm meeting guys that are making money now. I've learned enough. I could drive traffic, but I'm meeting people that I'm not just talking up to them, I'm talking directly to them. I'm still broke, but they don't know it because I talk like a millionaire, okay? No, I'm sorry. You gotta walk and talk where you want to be, not walk and talk where you are now, or you won't go anywhere. So we're there, and Mike's with me, and this nut wants to make, he had a good idea. He started using YouTube's long and short-tailed keywords and making short videos like Ash is doing now, but not a lot, just a few. We need to drive traffic, right? I said, Twitter. So I go back to Mike. I said, Mike, we could drive 250,000 people to his account with that video. I just put it on all 50. I'll rotate it. And then I find an app that will take your Twitter and bounce it back to the top. Because every time you make a comment on a Twitter, it moves to the top. Aha. So I find one. I got to manipulate it so it goes through the rotator. And I'm telling Mike, and Mike's going, okay. Now he's starting to wonder, who the frick is this idiot? So I get it kicked in, and we ran 250,000 views to this guru in California's website, his YouTube. It was a video. He's like, how the freak you do that? And I'm explaining it to some guy, and I could tell, you know, when you're explaining something, you get halfway through it, and he's nodding his head, but he ain't listening to a freaking word you're saying, because it was too complicated. Well, you put them on a rotator, and then I put it on 50 channels, and I put all the channels up, and I click a button. And they don't want to hear that crap. And it was a caveman way to do it, but it worked. So me and Mike are doing that, and we did that for a year, and this guy, I don't know what happened to him. It died. It never turned into anything. Then this is the one that mattered. We get into a business that's going to be a game app on a phone. I thought, whoa, that's big business. You know, Candyland or whatever it's called. million a month back then. I'm like, holy cow, for what? So, yeah, we could do that. We had like 2 or 3 months to build people. So now Dan joins us because he's not wrapped too tight either. Dan can write. I can do videos and I do whatever I do, right? But together, we would talk every day. What do you want to do? Hey, let's get in this game app. We could blow this up. How? I have an idea. Of course, it's not going to be simple. It's not going to be something everybody can do because it's completely bonkers. I said, I'm going to open up 32 groups in Facebook and put the name of each NFL team at it and say, Philadelphia Eagle fans, and then all the football teams. Then we're going to make a post with all the teams in a square and ask at the top, who is your favorite team? Okay, you know men, they have no thought at all. They saw sports and they couldn't wait to put their name in. Philadelphia Eagles, you're full of crap, it's Cowboys. That's all I wanted. We got 1 million people put in their name. So while they put the name in, I post, would you like to join the fan club for the Philadelphia Eagles? Yeah. A few thousand joined that, a couple thousand joined the other one. Now we've got 50 channels with thousands of sports fans coming in every day. So I go, this is great. We're going, as soon as they turn the app on, we're going to be rich. And we would have been, no joke about it. So the app comes and we get a little taste of it. And I'm on there, Mike's on it in Colorado, and so is Dan. And we're playing it while the game's on. And right away, I'm thinking, I hope this thing's more fun than it looks. So I'm going and going and going. The freaking game was no fun. So I'm like, what the freak? Dan comes back and goes, I don't know. Dan, don't say it. I get it. Now, this is 4 months of sending ads out and getting this big team build up. We still have the groups. Dan called me last week and said, hey, Marty, we still got people joining these groups. I know, don't get rid of them. Because for me, that still leads, right, down the road. But that happened, and then it folded. The game was no fun. It was no fun. And then we went to another one. Then the last one, the guy made $1 million in one day. He won the lottery, really, because he couldn't duplicate it again. So we went there and we stayed there a year, spent $100 and $120 a month. And we went to a meeting, and his girlfriend, they were into a beautiful woman and perfect little kid walking to a private jet. Oh, that stupid shit. So I go, oh, great. So we listened to him. Mike said, no, we got to go. We're not staying here. Mike, just wait. You got to wait. I was wrong. Mike was right. I'm going to say it in front of everyone. We should have left. We didn't. But anyway, so finally, his girlfriend comes on and goes, we're going to do training in Facebook. Now, I already knew how to drive traffic. That we knew. I could drive traffic, targeted traffic, no joke. So she comes and explains how to drive targeted traffic in Facebook. I'm watching her, and Mike is texting me, right? Marty, she doesn't know what she's talking about. Okay, Mike, just hold on. Maybe there's a surprise. So she goes, okay, if you want to drive traffic and want to go to school with us, it's going to cost you $7 a lead. So I write the guy that's running it, Mike, what the freak? I'm not paying $7 a lead. I can get him for 35 cents a lead. No, you can't. Yes, I can. So we did all the stuff, and I showed him what I did. He took my stuff and started doing it. Come back and goes, I can't believe this. And we left. And the company never launched. 1 year, paying over $100 a month. Right then, I talked with Mike and Dan, and I said, I think I'm done. I can't. We could build something But if we do, we have to let go of people. We have to act like they're a number, just like everybody else. If we do that, we can make money. I believe it. But that's not me, and you know it's not Mike, and you know it's not Dan. We're in an industry that is corrupt. But every business in the world is like that. The ones who have more, and the ones who have less. So just get ready to quit. Now look at the goal that we're looking for. We're looking for something where everybody gets a fair shake. Everybody can win. Wishful thinking. That day, I told Mike, and I said, I think we're done. The first comment was we can build our own and make a miniature marketing platform. We could have done that. We just didn't have the money. I had a very small budget that Dan could afford. But given the budget, we could have done anything. Just didn't have the money. Anyway, so even when we got good, what I wanted to say, we wanted to bring people with us. So we would stop and try to help people. You can't duplicate what you're doing. It's a lie. Part of the reason why I'm in ONPASSIVE after 5.5 years, going on 6 years, is for the very reason that I just told you. When I got that day, I saw Peter Rogers. I said, what are you doing? I didn't go after a guru. I went after somebody I trusted. Oh, we're doing, Peter, right? Kind of laid back. We're doing a thing called ONPASSIVE. What is it? So they started telling me about it, told me it was 97. I thought 9,700 or 97. I didn't know. It was $97. Now I'm thinking, oh, it must be crap. It's too low. But I was thinking small. I wasn't thinking global. My fence was right here because that's the only place I could ever get to. Ashley Farm ripped the fence down, right? You know about the pig and all that stuff, right? Wow. So I go back to Mike and Dan, blah, 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 and they joined just so I would shut up. But Mike had seen it earlier and didn't even do it. So we joined. We talked again, didn't get the info I really wanted, or Mike wanted, or Dan wanted. I said, we're going to have trouble getting to Ash. She doesn't know who we are. There's 17,000 people in at that point. I said, we're going to build this thing in a bubble called ONPASSIVE Nation. You guys know it. And we're going to build it, and we're going to build relationships at the same time, not knowing the full concept of ONPASSIVE. Because I believe if you know the people like my family here, nothing stronger than that. That's how you get what you call an ideology. That's where you build something from here. So we did it, and I said to Mike and Dan, and I think they remember me saying, I said, look, if we make a big enough splash, if Ash is who we think he is, he'll contact us. 4 months later, he did. And the rest is history. But what I want to tell you, during all that time, I was looking for the schooling. I was looking for a full toolkit with the case, and every drawer has every tool I'll ever need. And the biggest part of that tool case is other people being able to do what I can do, or what Mike can do. And when I opened up that bottom tool case, it was a tool case with everything, and it was called ONPASSIVE. And everybody can do it. The things I worried about, the things we fought over, the money that we spent learning these little tricks and little trades. And remember, I was laid off. I mean, I was on disability. I worked this 10, 12 hours every day for 10 years before I ever met anybody here, 15 years, really. And when I saw it, and when we started to dig through this chest and saw that Comfort and Bob and Minnow, Oliver and Vincent is going to have their hands in all this, and you're going to be superstars. And I mean this for anybody watching, even if you're not an ONPASSIVE. I couldn't wait to do this webinar. You have the full tool chest with everything in it, from targeted traffic. And when I say targeted traffic, I mean you're aiming at a person that wants what you have, or has at least looked it up online. Given all that, for a measly $97 to have products that are AI, the best in the world they will be. Why? Because our CEO is a fanatic about having the best. He's a fanatic about everybody doing well. Not just the normal, he's a fanatic on it. During all the crap, you know what his biggest day was? When they could pay the people that started making money. You know what his worst day was? When the merchants dropped the ball and he couldn't pay the people. But all the crap that went on, the fires burning and the village is getting, it's all on fire. Who comes walking out of the smoke and the fire? Ask Mufara. If he can do that, I'm not going nowhere. And we're about to have a re-explosion, I should say. And we all need to be part of it. I wouldn't go anywhere else. I don't want to be anywhere else. And by the way, there's the little tricks that you can even add to the box of diamonds that Ash is giving us, from traffic to the tools, to the web pages, to build your own, to schooling. I would not be surprised if every sector on the planet will be in that box. From health, energy, whatever you could think of will be in that box if you jump in. I'm not kidding, because he doesn't think about yet and tomorrow. He thinks about 10 to 15 to 20 years ahead. And what do we have to do? You have to pull the drawer open and grab the tool you want. How hard is that? I'm done.